Okay, next tier. I'm calling this one The Calvary is on its way. The name is relatively self-explanatory. These squads have a range of results in the first 3 weeks, but they know for sure help is on the way. We are starting in your home base, Orlando, Florida. And I got 2 words, bub. Barbara Banda. Maybe they can do something other than draw once she's in the squad. And I believe they will.
That's fair. 3 matches, 3 draws, 3 points for my pride. Up and down season for sure, but we've got, like you mentioned, that killer waiting in the wings, Barbara Banda. Adriana's been really great this year. Marta, 38 years old, doesn't matter. She's been great too. Solid contributions from Julie Doyle, Carrie Bello, and the entire back line. Super steady. Just 4 goals given up this season. And I'm still kind of TBD on this Orlando side. Did I pick them to reach the NWSL final? Of course I did. But there's definitely a world where you have Banda, Julie Doyle, Adriana, Marta, Angelina, all creating chances, with Banda kind of being that missing piece. If everything kind of works out, could kind of transition to like a legitimate title contender. We like talked about like November being so far away. That's a lot of time to gel. Yeah. So I think I'm happy to be in this tier, the Calvary tier. I just counted it back up. 6 teams in here. I need to see more tier. You know, that's a pretty fat tier. So I think like I'm excited to see how the rest of this this 14 shakes out, according to our Apple IIe, of course.
Of course. This is a scientific endeavor.
Yes.
Let's see here. Next, the Washington Spirit. I think it was a pretty obvious one. I think the old Apple IIe knew what it was doing with this one. The Spirit officially announced today, the day we are recording this, that would be April 2nd. Lacey Santos has signed with the club, and we already know Jonathan Heraldez is going to be added to the mix. That's just a couple of big positives. You know I like good manager talk. Really, adding Lacey Santos to the side, that is gigantic.
Absolutely. I mean, this team already kind of looks like a lock to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity Rodman, most of my Trinity Rodman experience is from the U.S. Women's National Team.
Mm-hmm.
She's the perfect NWSL player. Her skill set, I can see why, obviously she's a lock always for the U.S. teams, and why she's so productive in this league. Something about her skills, her physical traits, her instincts that I think match up tremendously well for this league. Rookie Hal Hirschfeld already scored for the Spirit. Corey Bethune looks like another game breaker that Hidalgo will have at his disposal. Real sleeping giant potential here for this Washington side. My pick to win the whole thing. Thank you very much. I do think defensively they're going to have some stuff to sort out. 3 matches, just 3 goals allowed, but they've conceded in every match so far.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, once you add Santos to the mix, how does she also affect the defense as well? So shout out to the Washington Spirit. Friends of the program followed us on Twitter, if you can believe it. So, I mean, I see what you're doing. And if you watch like the Washington Spirit's Twitter account, shout out to the admin over there. The graphics, awesome. The tweets, funny, hilarious. The GIFs, the short videos, they are just crushing it over there. So if you are not following them, do yourself a favor. Even if you're not one of their supporters, they're doing good work over there.
Very much enjoyed their Lacey Santos tweet today with all the Colombian flags. Just very efficient, to the point, the right level of enthusiasm. So props to them for sure. Total cosign.
Perfectly done. Next on the tiers, Gotham FC. Now, obviously, we're still right on the heels of the devastating Midge Purse injury news. They lose a critical player there, the literal MVP of the NWSL Championship match last season. But they still have some players to get back. Rose Lavelle and Lynn Williams have not competed in one match so far in this young season. Now, obviously, Gotham competed in the Challenge Cup to open the season, so they've only played 2 regular season games. But still, no Rose Lavelle, no Lynn Williams. You're not at full strength without those 2. And they're going to want them back if they want any chance at competing for a chance to retain their title.
Still super early. Obviously, you mentioned 2 injuries, 2 big-time players coming back. But they're not looking super great. Counting the Challenge Cup, Gotham's only mustered 1 goal in 3 matches. They've only allowed 2. You did mention those injuries. But I feel like still enough talent on the roster that I think teams should be a little bit more productive. Obviously, Tierna Davidson, Jenna Nicewater, Crystal Dunn, Brunina looks good. Sonnet, Esther Gonzalez, all in the lineup last weekend. And they get blanked away at North Carolina in a tough one.
Yeah.
Mentioned their 1 goal in the season, again, counting the Challenge Cup. So we're considering all 3 matches here.
Sure.
That goal was a result of 36 shots,
Oof.
Just 9 on target, 25% shot on target rate, not great, 11% conversion rate, even worse. Tough to win like that. They definitely need those reinforcements to arrive, and probably pretty soon here.
Yeah, have to agree with that. But like you said, wealth of talent. Interesting to see what happens when the Calvary shows up. Last club on the tier, Bay FC. Rachel Kundanaji scored a banger in the last match, but she came on for Asisa Oshwala. So in this case, they've had Oshwala. Oshwala scored in the opening match of the season. They have Kundanaji. Kundanaji scored in her first appearance with the club. But in my mind, or pardon me, in the algorithm's mind, in the complicated math equation that the computer processed and spit out here, the Calvary showing up is playing Kundanaji and Oshwala at the same time. I would imagine that would look like playing Kundanaji at left wing and Oshwala at essentially number 9. So I'm going to make this plea to Bay FC manager Albertine Montoya. Do it, man. Play Kundanaji and Oshwala at the same time. Please.
What are we waiting for?
I think, come on.
I mean, it's still so early, so I think I want to give him a chance. I'd appreciate you bringing it to my attention, too, that manager Montoya, Cuban descent. How about that? And he was also born in Camagüey, where my family happens to be from. A lot of people think my family's from Columbus, but no, it's Camagüey. And Cuba's a big place. Enough about me, though. I'm still high on this Bay FC team. A couple really disappointing instances of dropping points, giving up a late one to the Spirit to lose that one, and then giving up an even later one to lose their home opener to the Dash, which we mentioned earlier, and sort of spoil that tremendous Kundanaji goal. Kind of reminds me of like when Kyrie crosses somebody up, then finds an open guy for corner 3, and that guy knocks it off the side of the backboard.
Right.
But I think still a long season, still an expansion team. But to your point, I think once they get things sorted, Oshwala looks so dynamic, Kundanaji Amazing. As well. But I mean, I think it takes more than just obviously like that firepower up front. So still some work to do to get things sorted out.
Yeah, really interested to see how they look once they're pretty much playing at like full strength.